Formula 1-E arrives in Italy with the big news that all 10 teams decided to bring upgrades to the Italian Grand Prix. Some of those were major upgrades and some of those were more minor. And so all eyes will be on 3 teams then. Alpine, of course, have been having a dreadful start to the season, and now, thanks to other results not going their way, lie bottom of the championship. This has not been a fairy tale return for Fernando Alonso to the series, and of course his teammate Esteban Ocon have both struggled, and Ocon only points so far have been in the opening round at Brazil. But they do hope that an improved engine will be able to push them higher up the grid. Meanwhile, Red Bull debut their own engine for the first time, having run Jaguar units for the first 4 races. Although their engine and car overall is nowhere near the pace of the top 4 teams, they do at least have now a gap over Ferrari in terms of performance, and hope to be able to close the gap with further upgrades and learning on the car. Jaguar also have a new revised engine for the 3rd time this season. However, optimism is in the paddock about this one, as like with the previous 2 engines, it is unknown whether the Jaguar engine will be able to improve in overall top speed compared to the previous 2. One thing for certain though, they will be fighting at the back, as they have not brought any aero or chassis upgrades at all. Lewis Hamilton then took pole from his teammate Stoffel Vandoorne, a whopping 5.5 tenths clear of him. George Russell gets in another impressive qualifying. He starts in P3, Peter Hubs in 4th. Verline, with his best qualifying of the season, starts in 5th, ahead of Daniel Ricciardo in 6th. Vettel disappointed with 7th. Perez starts 8th. And as expected, it's the 2 Red Bulls in 9th and 10th, closer to Perez than they thought they would be. Outside the top 10, there's now a little half a second gap, to Leclerc and Sainz out from the Red Bulls. Gasly starts 13th, ahead of Ocon in 14th, Schumacher in 15th, and Alonso in 16th. And at the back, the Jaguars and the Dragons still haven't improved. They still look slow and look like it's set to be for another weekend at the back for today's Italian Grand Prix. Well, hello everyone and welcome back to another video of the F1-E Mod 2021 edition. Today we're going to be doing the 5th round of the season at Monza, the Italian Grand Prix. If you have of course missed any of the previous episodes, then I recommend you go and check them out. There's a link to the playlist for this series in the description below, and also subscribe if you're new to the channel to see plenty F1 related gaming videos as and when they come out, especially now that we're so close to 400 subscribers. I'm only 5 away, so if you have not yet subscribed, then please do. It massively helps me out in this channel. And you have subscribed recently, then thank you for your support. But then to Monza, a track that we've had a mixed bag of results so far in this game. We'll see what we can do in the F1-E mod, where we've also had a mixed bag over this series, over in previous series as well around here. We're going to change the strategy up. I fancy doing the soft, medium, soft. Because I think that some of the teams that have poorer tyre wear, Mercedes, for example, will might run the hard tyre in that final stint, where we'll have a definite pace advantage over them. So that's the plan. Fight relax one, and away we go for the Italian Grand Prix. It's a good start, better than Russell. So we're going to sweep into P3. We're going to try and go at the inside of both Mercedes, with Vandoorne on the right, Hamilton on the left. We try and squeeze to the outside of Hamilton. Hamilton takes the inside curb, and that's going to allow Vandoorne to get the better exit. We've had a little bit of curbing as well, and Russell has lost out to Verline, I think. Or is it? No, it's Perez. Perez has had a stonking start from 8th place on the grid. Verline's fallen back. Perez has a go around the outside into turn 4 when close him off and up in retain what is P3 as a replay. You can see here that Perez just had the overspeed really, and not really sure how he managed to get all that overspeed, but he's done well. But yeah, that's unfortunate for Perez. He's lost a bit of his front wing, and surely he's going to come into the pits. as has Lando Norris by the looks of it as well. So, I mean, Norris is ahead of Verstappen as well, so I wonder if the Red Bulls have had a coming together. I mean, surely Christian Horner would have been banging his fist on the pit wall there, like Toto Wolff did. As Perez, of course, he's missing a part of his front wing, and it's an easy overtake for George Russell down the inside of Parabolica and Russell. And unfortunately, Perez and Norris do come in. As now Verline has woken up from his slow start. He's behind Russell now, and he's now got the move done on Daniel Ricciardo as well. As Ricciardo, though, is coming back at Verline there. Russell is sort of sitting in the background minding his business as he tries to extend the way. I believe that was the Ferrari of Charles Leclerc and the Red Bull of Max Verstappen, is sort of hanging out in the top 10. Jump back to our POV on lap 4. We've got George Russell once again for the third race in a row. He's all over our rear end there. You can just see Ricciardo is also starting to close in as well. We're going to defend the inside coming to the Parabolica. This is where I'm the weakest on this track. Down that straight from the Sky to a Parabolica, but we force our Russell out. We do that as Sainz is round, so he's lost it, coming out of Ascari on the right straight to Parabolica. He's probably got a little bit too wide, I reckon. That's all I could get at the replay, but Sainz is obviously doing a bit of reversing and is going to fall way behind his teammate now. It's such a shame, not exactly what Sainz really needs. He needs a season that says that Ferrari, you put the trust in me, let me perform for you when the car is down, not when the car potentially could be coming good again. 2023, bearing in mind obviously he's got Mick Schumacher as well to think about, as well as the two Mercedes are coming as well. And they've come out ahead. We're going to come out. How are we going to come out? There's a whole load of cars that are yet to stop. I think the two Dragons are doing a one stop. We'll have to check later in the race, but we've caught up to one of the Dragons. I think it's Seta Camara, and we're going to go. It's an easy move, and we're going to look at the Jaguar speed there. They are so slow in a straight line, and now you can see clearly why I left the team at the end of last season, because the engine has just gone nowhere. And you can see here, even without DRS, we're sailing past the other Jaguar of De Vries there, and both Jaguars have got no answer to the pace of the McLaren Porsche. We join our race leader now. George Russell's yet to stop. He's going a bit longer. Will he make a one stop? No, he's not going to make a one stop, because George, for the third time in a row, is facing heartbreak of being out in the Grand Prix. So he is out for the third time in a row. I don't make anything from the coding at all. It's all the random retirement thing. So that is not scripted. That he's retired 3 times in a row, I should point out, as we watched one of the Dragon cars on the hard tyres. Both of them are, so they're going to the end of the Grand Prix on those hards. So we'll see what everybody else does. We've got the Mercedes though to get through first. We'll see how far their tyres go. We're going to try and dart down the inside of Stoffel Van Dorn into turn 1. Here we go. We only just missed the rear end of Hamilton. We're given space on the inside into turn 2, but then obviously we have the outside. In actual fact, the cursed curb of turn 2. If you get on that curb, then you get woeful traction out of that corner, and you can just see that Verline is going to streak past into P3. So Pascal now is sort of all over the back of us. He's going to have a look around the outside of us into turn 3, turn 4, but we keep vision onto the 2 Lesbos corners as well. Watch Lewis Hamilton now. He's streaked away at the front of the race. He's got so much pace, and this is why, because he's coming in at the end of the lap, only a couple of laps after the safety car pulled away. So we should be able to hope. We'll see where he comes out, as we now defending from Verline. Again, Verline wants the lead here. This is for the lead, of course, because Hamilton's coming. He's having to go around the inside this time. We cut him off coming into that corner. We have to take not the ideal line going through that corner, and we retain the lead of the race. But Verline once again is coming around the outside Now into Parabolica, can we keep off footing into Parabolica? We try and give him space, but then Verline lifts off, knowing that he couldn't really make the corner without understeering wide, as Van Dorn and Ricciardo are both come in at the same time. A little bit surprising Ricciardo's a little bit earlier, I think. I think most of the people like Vettel and Verline probably go on for a couple more laps. It's mediums for both of them. I wonder if the mediums will last on that Mercedes. We'll have to wait and see. I think Hamilton's pit for halves will get confirmation, as Vettel now is having a look at Verline into turn 1, but he took the inside curb, the cursed curb of Monza, and Verline retains a position, as Verstappen there is also hanging in. So it's a good job for Verstappen. Unlucky for Norris that he got that. He's had to do an extra stop, as Hamilton now is in clear air. He's on the hard tyres. We'll see where he comes out, if he can hang on, but he's had so much pace compared to everybody else. But obviously he's stuck behind both of the Dragon cars and one of the Jaguars as well. I think that's Bottas. He's an easy overtake for Hamilton, as Seta Camaras gets overtaken by his teammate Tsunoda. As we jump to lap 18, we've now got Sebastian Vettel in his Aston Martin car. Verline has come into the pits a little bit early, and jumping to lap 20 now, we are in for our final stop onto a set of soft tyres. So we're going to have the pace advantage over the other teams and drivers going into this final stint here. 2.6 second stop, that's not bad. There goes Hamilton. There is Van Dorn. So Van Dorn has unfortunately got an undercut, but we'll see if we can get, as has Ricciardo and Vettel. Vettel's managed to do an overcut on Verline. So Vettel's somehow woken up and he's in P4, but we're chasing now. Can we get a podium out of this? As we've got Vettel now coming purple middle sector, out of towards Sky. He couldn't make it do there. Coming around the outside. We've got so much pace over these medium tyre runners. It is unbelievable. The pace advantage with the soft tyres is so much better, and you can see we're getting the double slipstream from Ricciardo and Vettel. It's 3 wide down the main straight. Well, we left Ricciardo behind without DRS. We're going to close the gap on Vettel and move up into P3. And we jump to lap 25 now. We're now catching up to Stoffel Van Dorn. This is going to be for P2, making sure that we limit the damage that Hamilton's going to have. I doubt we're going to catch Hamilton. He's so rapid in this pace, in this race, even on those hard tyres. We're still, we're faster than him, but we're not going to run out of laps, unfortunately, as we dart down the inside of Van Dorn and up into P2. Here was the replay with Vettel and Ricciardo. Ricciardo set behind Vettel. Ricciardo did try to come back at Vettel, but Vettel managed to use some ERS to get the better traction. As we watched behind us, we've got Perez and Verstappen battling for, I think that's 6th place. Then Leclerc's doing okay as well. Norris has done an absolute great drive there from Norris. He's so much great pace on a 3, despite the fact he's done an extra stop in this race for that front wing at the start. He's actually coming back, and he's coming back for 10th place, as Van Dorn is now coming back at us a little bit on the final lap. And this is the going on to the final lap through Parabolica. Surely Van Dorn will have DRS on us, so we'll see if we can defend down the inside. But Van Dorn's coming into the pits on the last lap again. I told you, I thought those medium tyres wouldn't last, and it's happened. And Ricciardo is getting past Sebastian Vettel, so it's going to be a 2-3 for McLaren. This is going to open a big lead over Mercedes at the top of the Constructors' Championship. It's a heartbreak for Stoffel Van Dorn after, well, he got back into P2. We overtook him again for P3, but he was on for a first podium of the season. And he might even drop out the points because, as I say, he's behind the Red Bulls. So the Red Bulls are showing better pace than they have done, let's say, at Mexico, when Van Dorn also had to pit on the final lap. So it's heartbreak again for Van Dorn. But for us, it's P2 today. Hamilton was out of sight in the end as the tyre wear started to kick in. But nevertheless, I'll take P2. Hamilton out of sight, really, 7.5 tenths down the road, and his fastest lap was only 0.2 of a second slower than mine, so he does have some serious pace. Ricciardo P3, so good job there. Vettel gets his customary P4 now. Verline and Perez 5th and 6th. Although Verline will be slightly disappointed and couldn't get that 3rd place. But Verstappen will be happy with that. I'm pretty sure Lando Norris will be over the moon with that 9th place, considering the fact he had no front wing on lap 1. Van Dorn will be disappointed with 10th. Gasly just outside the top 10 again, so heartbreak for him. Sainz recovered to P12 after his spin. Alonso finished 13th, not that he had any pace. Schumacher 14th. There's 2 Dragons 15th and 16th on there. Horrible one stop. The tyres really just went off of them. And Ocon 17th on a 3 stop, and then the 2 Jaguars had no pace as well, with George Russell the only man not to finish. So our lead at the top has come down, but it's not that much because we took fastest lap. So it's only a 10-point deficit that Hamilton's taken out, but it's still a 21-point advantage at the top, which is nice and healthy. Vettel retains his P3 ahead of Ricciardo, although he has lost points to Ricciardo. Hopefully Ricciardo can push up and challenge Vettel. We'll see if Ricciardo can get more consistent and challenge Hamilton, and then no really other changes out there apart from Verstappen moving up. In terms of the constructors, I mean, we're 47 points of Mercedes, so it's a really good advantage there. Aston Martin have moved ahead of Porsche as well. So where it's still close between Mercedes, Aston Martin, and Porsche, but it's now starting to separate out. You will of course see there that Red Bull powered by Red Bull and Red Bull powered by Jaguar are 2 different entries, of course. I think that's due to if you have to change your engine supplier, then you're effectively a new constructor. That's what I can work out from the old rules. Obviously, we haven't had it in quite a long time, but that's what used to happen in the olden days when you could turn up with a different engine supplier at a different weekend. You would be classed differently in the Constructors' Championship. So that's what I've done for Red Bull and for their 2 entries there. So yes, but anyway, if you have enjoyed this video, then leave a like, subscribe to the channel for new, see plenty more episodes of the F1-E mod and other F1 gaming videos and when they come out. Until the next video, I'll see you next time. Take care, thanks so much for watching, enjoy your day, and goodbye.